roleplay game on the Roblox page is to develop character development. But you're wrong. At the end of the day, character development is a mere plastic bag on the side of the road. Every roleplay game's focus is Clout. First, let's define Clout. What is Clout? Clout in this instance is defined as the motivator on how people act towards you, on how people treat you, your level of respect, and the level of power and influence you and your roleplay character has. Clout in many instances is used to fuel the player's ego and thus giving us a game full of egotistical people who 90% of the time land up in a staff position of some sort. This, along with many other attributions, is why most roleplay games end up with a staff team who cannot uphold their position. One prime example would that be of Skeleton. Let's look at an example. Player 1 plays TCA. His or her character is the head prefect. They immediately have clout because their character wields absolute authority over everyone in the game. People want to befriend him or her and be nice to them out of character by either being in Discord calls and or direct messaging them on a daily basis. These said people who befriend said player also constantly laughs at everything they do. This is so that their character does not get mistreated by the head prefect. People tend to disregard this and say,
"Oh, this doesn't happen."
It does, and on every single roleplay game it happens. Clout is a category of its own, but let's delve into the subcategories that branch off of Clout. Here we'll look at the most popular examples which all have a connection to each individual game. The combat roleplayer. This person obtains clout by being the best at combat roleplay in any given game. Firelands, After the Flash, every academy game, people befriend him or her so they will help them in combat or won't initiate combat on their character. This type of clout is volatile because people who lose in combat roleplay fights get upset and this can have negative results for the combat roleplayer in question. If you use macros or your word count is over 100 words per minute, you're immediately subbed into this category. A lot of these people would uphold a high rank in either a gang or a faction simply for their experience in combat roleplay. This person attains clout by being able to compel people out of character to his or her bidding, usually disguised as enforcing rules. He or her is a de facto in command of everything. If you run a faction and you piss this person off, they can very well take that faction from you and run it themselves or give it to their friends. Therefore, this makes an admin invincible if they wish to be. This type of clout is only cancelled out by other administrators or the owner themselves. If you're a moderator, however, you are only looked up to those who wish to feed off of you. However, holding the rank of administrator or higher is a different level. People will begin to befriend you in hopes of landing a position with the application and or are likely to win against out of character arguments, as a staff member will likely choose their friend's side. I call it clout points. If you're friends with most staff members in a roleplay game and submit an application, no matter how bad it could be, your chance of landing a position is automatically adhered to 80%. If you're not friends with any staff member and submit an application, no matter how many days you spent crafting the document, your chances will likely be 40%. This varies on the game itself. If it was Northright, it will be a solid 5 because that game was a basic massive circle jerk. The clout chaser obtains clout by latching onto those who already have it, as I've mentioned before. They will latch and feed off staff members, befriending them and obtaining meager sums of clout by being in the good graces of said people. These people tend to be revolting to those below them in the social hierarchy, because they can get away with it. If you run a file to the clout chaser, expect this person to tell their superior about it. This type of clout has a downside of being wholly reliant to the wielder's reputation with their host. Completely parasitic. Let's look at an example. Staff member is Kylo Ren. Parasite is General Hux. General Hux feeds off Kylo Ren, the man in power, and becomes cocky. No one likes him in the end. Parasites will look to latch onto those with the most power. It is unlikely for them to latch onto people with clout who might remain temporary, i.e. a YouTuber or moderator. The gentleman has clout because of his good standing in the community. This person is very charmed and very well respected. usually has no problems with others because he simply does not initiate problems with the community. The gentleman can become a game owner, an admin, or none of the above. This type of clout is only volatile if the gentleman is fake. Otherwise, this is the most stable form of clout you can have and the only other type of clout I respect. Daredevil DJ along with Chad the Creator are two and probably the only examples I can give. They interact with the community only enough so that people like them. The staff team is resolved around the Democratic Party in that all of them have a sum to how the game is run. They've been in the community for years, and although the two examples are game owners, people such as Filthy Moose can also fall into this category. This person has clout because of perceived negative actions they've undertaken within the community. Leaking, flaming, toxicity, just to name a few. This person is known for bad things. People will recognize the names of these people and generally respond in a less than pleasant manner. Although they tend to have strong bonds with others because they're known for being real with those they bond with. You love them or you hate them. MacLeod is the king of being in this category. Some people befriend them in order to gain clout of their own for being in the same friend group as the villain. They're simply in the community to cause mayhem and hatred. The only other subcategory which I respect, the YouTuber. This person is notoriously known in the community as someone with high value. Their videos mainly consist of Roblox roleplays and funny skits. People will latch and befriend onto these people in hopes of attempting to be in a video and possibly gain clout. The YouTuber is liked by some and hated by some. Filthy Moose and myself will be prime examples of this subcategory. Although I do not do YouTube as of late, Filthy Moose still holds strong and keeps reputation in place, and you guys should definitely check out his channel in the description. I can only speak for myself, but leeches are seen through us as someone who's not a fan and only sticks around for clout. Myself and Moose love our fans, so on behalf of myself, thanks. Let's get back to the video. This subcategory is a massive circle jerk, the clan or the family. Most clans don't see the light of day after a good month or two. There is no good clan, they are all equally pile of shits on the side of the road. Clans are either combat roleplayers or a toxic fume roaming around. They would jump from game to game. Most people in the clan are solely in the clan for clout. If you simply have a Jaeger or a Osunga in the name, your clout points are automatically amped up. People with the clan will break away from said clan and begin to form a yet more toxic clans in attempts to counteract their previous clan. Clans jump from roleplay to roleplay, and if any clan member holds a rank within the roleplay game, the game is destined to die with toxic fumes and eventually die. On screen is a name clan compass of all the families we can think of in the community, from most toxic to most chilled to most retarded and most skilled. All of which are equally shit. With that being said, not every single individual in the clan is shit. For instance, many individuals from the Filthy clan are quite known to me as chill and solid dudes. The no name is what the vast majority of people in this community are. You who is watching this video most likely falls into this subcategory. This is for the middle of the road type, the person who has a friend group but in the community has no clout or importance. You could disappear from the page tomorrow and nobody would even bat an eye. At best, you're a blank character in a clear uniform who people barely pay lip service to. Just so your existence is at least barely acknowledged, at worst you're disregarded. When you first join the community, this is what you will be, and unless you can fit into the above spots, this is what you will remain. I do not mean to seem so harsh on the no-names, but that's what it boils down to. Roleplay games need cannon fodder to operate correctly. Not everyone can be important. For people to be at the top, others must be at the bottom. You are the lowest form of life form on the community. You're not even a human being. You will be stepped on in the worst way possible and there's nothing you can do about it. You are all equally worthless in the subcategory. That's so fucking harsh, honestly. That's just true. You might think,
nah, I don't need clout. I'll just play the game.
Jimmy, you're wrong. You can play the game, but like I said, you are fucking worthless. If you don't think clout is important, think again. Clout determines how people treat you, how people talk to you, and what positions you get in roleplay games. Having no clout means having no prospect towards benefiting yourself. You'll be shutting doorways to opportunities by having no clout. Having no clout means having no power. The goal of roleplay games is to amass clout then reap the rewards of said clout. Faction owner positions, staff positions, and more. Clout is a doorway to opportunities, a bridge across sea of impossibility, a key to success. Get it, use it, keep it, and guard it with your fucking life.